So
Yeah,
tell us,
exactly.
Urvashi and Rumana, what is the show about, and what do you guys play in the show?
Okay, so Rumana, you want to start or should I start?
You start. We'll go like this. You go, then I'll go.
Okay. Okay. So, ma'am, like, this film is my second female-centric film after Hate Story 4. And I'm very happy to bring out such story. I'm sure Rumana also will agree with me, because there is this girl, Bhanupriya, and it's the journey of Bhanupriya and how, her best friend, which is played by Rumana Mola, and her mother, Kapurun Singh, they act as a catalyst to find her a suitable guy and to find her the true love in the film. Uh, and this is, I would say, a perfect weekend watch, a family entertainer, uh, and a film filled with lots of fun and lots of comedy. Yeah, I do understand that the topic is kind of a bit sensitive, as virginity in a society like ours, it is, considered a taboo. And also, virginity, people who are adult virgins are, stigmatized, and there's a lot of, stigma attached to this term. And at the same time, for adult virgins, it is less of a social blessing and more of a social curse. So it's very important to understand that virginity is circumstantial. And at the same time, it is not something which you can force yourself. And, the societal pressure or the peer pressure from your friends and family should not act as a catalyst to do something which is not comfortable for you. So in the entire film, we are saying, everyone's journey is different. And whenever the love of your life has to come, will come at the right time. And there's also an astrologer who comes and tells Bhanupriya's dad that आपकी बेटी की कुंडली में योनि त्रुटि योग है, और अब तो आपकी बेटी का कभी कोई मिलन नहीं हो पाएगा, ना ही उसकी लाइफ में कोई एक सच्चा प्यार उसको मिल पाएगा. So that what the entire story is. So like somewhere down the line she wants to prove that astrologer wrong, somewhere down the line she wants to prove everyone wrong. And at the same time she is very innocent, very down to earth, and very I would say conservative girl. She is seeking out for love. Her parents are also separated, but somehow she wants both her mom and dad to be together, and she is seeking out for love. And there are like these 4 boys who come in the journey of Bhanupriya, and she's actually, with the help of Rumana, what do I say? I mean, it wouldn't have been possible because Rumana is a big catalyst in Bhanupriya's journey. So with the help of her, how she's trying to figure out that which guy will be suitable for her, or which person will be suitable for him. And also, at the same time, for me, I think it is a very first thing that it is happening, ma'am, that, a female desire has taken the center stage. Like, even if I talk about my colleagues, like Ayushmann Khurrana, with his film, there was this film called Vicky Donor, where he played a sperm donor. So who would have thought, a film based on sperms will be super hit and people will love watching it. And at the same time, in our film also, though it's a sensitive topic, but the kind of, it is made in a very sophisticated way. People can still watch it with their entire families. It's not like a, in a very hard-hit way, or it's not something which is raw or rough. It's made in a very, I would say, classy and in a very sophisticated way. That's why it is a family entertainer. It is not as something which you cannot watch with your entire family. So yeah, as I said, for me, idea has always been the king. Content has always been the king. So I am kind of inspired from my colleagues, as I said, Vicky Donor and Dam Laga Ke Haisha, where they were talking about the body sizes, and the other film which was
Shubhamangal.
Yeah, Mangal Zata Saptan. Again, they're talking about same-sex marriage. Ayushmann, like Akshay Kumar sir's called Padman, which was all about periods. So for me, it was very, very important, to bring out such, I would say, a sensitive topic out, and that too in a female-centric film, or where the females are they have a very powerful role. And not only me, but Rumana is such an incredible artist, and she's completely power packed. I think I would say, बहुत ही बड़ा धमाका. Like, I would say, छोटा packet तब बड़ा धमाका.
That's look fun in the trailer.
Yes, exactly. And I would tell you that my mom, after watching the trailer, she's like, "Oh my god, I love this girl. She didn't even bother to talk about me. She was talking about, who's this girl? I want to meet her, and she's so amazing." Because I loved like Rumana's character. I think she's like bold and fierce, fearless, and it's like how every girl deeply desire to be like. So that's how it is.
Rumana, tell us about your role.
Well, when
What
it
made
comes
you
to Rukul,
go for the film?
firstly, thank you and thanks to your mom. Thank you for all the kind words.
Trust
For me,
me, all my
Rukul,
friends are crazy about you. They're like when they saw the trailer, oh my god, she is what catches our attention. That's how they were like.
thank you for that.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, Rukul was a lot of fun to play. I've been calling Rukul my alter ego because she's the complete opposite of who I am, and I think sometimes it can be extremely liberating to play a character who's like that. I think she's. I just found her entertaining on paper. She talks in punchlines. She's fierce, and for lack of a better term, she's a man eater, and she's unapologetic about it. And I love the fact that. You finally have a woman playing that kind of a part, because we've been seeing men playing those parts, and people seem to find that extremely entertaining. That's the basis of a lot of romantic comedies, the overgrown child who doesn't seem to want to settle down, and those are the kind of characters we've seen men play. And I think it was fun to see a woman play that part for once. So I really enjoyed playing her. I think she's a lot of things that I would aspire to be. She's not bothered about what people say, about what people think. She's completely free from everything and everyone, and I love that about her.
I love the fact that this is a film about film that talks with women's perspective and talks of a woman's sexuality. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
But apart from the subject of
Yeah, ma'am. I would like to add one more thing. Sorry to interrupt you, ma'am. But that here we are not saying that sexuality needs to be silenced, but we are telling people that it comes at the proper time, and whenever it has to happen, it will happen. It is not something which you can force, or it is not something which you can pre-plan, or it comes naturally.
True. So, apart from the subject of the film, which sounds very, very interesting, frankly, but apart from the subject of the film, what did you learn while working on the film? Like, was there, because I am a believer whose like life is a school and you've got to learn something or the other from everything and everyone. So, what was it that you learned while working on Virgin Bhanupriya?
Well, for me, I think I would say, every day on the set used to be like somewhere down the line when I'm working with such incredible actors like, Rumana, or my mother, Archana Puran Singh, my father, Rajiv Gupta, Nikki Anejawalia, so many incredible artists. So it's like constantly you are learning, and you don't even know, after the end of the film, you are completely evolved as a person, evolved as an artist, and somehow, it changes you. Every single experience kind of changes you. But the very good thought, I had was, I really love the fact, there was this particular scene in which Bhanupriya's father handed over like a pads to her. Like, she is, and that is something which I was completely not comfortable. I mean, I don't know, but I was kind of, chatting with my director, like, how come it's possible that, her father is bringing her back because she has periods. So I think, that kind of really evolved my mindset also a little bit, in a way, like, she, like, there is a father-daughter relationship, but at the same time, they are also aware, there are no such taboos that, okay, your father cannot get you which you really need. So I think there's this particular scene which kind of really, I would say, kind of a little bit changed me as a person. And also one more point was, yes, as it's one of the rarest film where female desire has taken the center stage. So as it's my second film, I kind of, this film also made me a lot more responsible artist. As you can see, even in terms of the look of my film, I'm wearing spectacles, I'm dressed up very cute and very pretty types, a very conservative girl, unlike my other films, which were, a lot about glamour and whatsoever. I mean, different looks. I always like to listen to my director whenever it comes to the outlook of my character. So even if with our body language we worked a lot, we sat and did the lines together. There was a kind of a prep, but then I also realized, because the producer has put in a lot of money, so there was this feeling of me being even more responsible to this subject, and being more responsible as a person and as an artist, because somewhere down the line I felt that, okay, little bit like, that Urvashi, you are a bankable star, that's why you're given the subject. Now it's your duty, and you have to be responsible, and you have to, give all out your 1000%. And that's what we all have done, me and Rumana. I mean, when we were reading the lines, I remember she has such an amazing kick-ass lines that I was like, oh my god, like it's actually Rumana who has the best lines, and something which I would love to do. So I think while shooting also, it was so much fun. We had a lot of fun, and it was a amazing experience, and it made me more responsible as an artist.
Rumana?
Well, for me, I think one of the biggest learnings was not to be judgmental. I think Rukul is the kind of character you could easily, if you see someone like her, if you come across someone like her, you would be tempted to judge. And when I read her initially, there was that little instinct in my mind, and I wanted to fight that, because I think that's the first responsibility of an actor, is not to judge your character, to understand where they're coming from and to find the motivation. So I think that was the biggest learning for me. I think I'm a less judgmental person. If I came across someone like Rukul now, I would not hesitate to befriend her, because I think you can get along with any kind of person, and Rukul is someone who is the way she is, but there's a reason behind it. She's not just trying to be cool. There is a motivation behind everything she says. She caters to her own needs, and I don't think there's anything to be apologetic about. We are allowed to do that. As women, we should not be expected to suppress what we want, what we need, our desires, and I think we should stop judging that. So that was one of the biggest things. And the other thing is that I also found it really interesting the way the stigma around virginity has been turned upside down, because it used to be the other way around, right? So now the judgment is about the fact that she's not able to lose it. So I just found that a bit crazy and interesting. So I figured that I learned that you can actually take something almost to the extreme to show the middle ground. So I think what Virgin Bhanupriya does is it takes something completely extreme, the opposite of what we do. It's not even aspirational. It's just another extreme, which can not, it's not the ideal scenario. But then when you see both sides, you can reach a middle ground just by yourself, like for the audience.
Those are really beautiful lessons you both have got. That's nice. So, do you think a digital release for the film will be more of a blessing in disguise because of the kind of content, the kind of subject that it addresses? Vis-a-vis the theatre?
I think it is definitely a blessing in disguise, because actually when I was offered the film, when I heard the narration at that time, there was nothing such called, there was no pandemic, no coronavirus. At that time, it was supposed to be a theatrical release. But now it's releasing on Z5. The fact that it's going and spreading and, going across like more than 200 plus countries, it's a huge deal for us, because, the reach is higher. As Z is in Africa, Z Asia Pacific, Z Middle East, Z UAE, Z US and Canada. So there will be a lot of people who will be watching our film, and also we can't be so selfish. We have to think about the people and our audiences and most loved ones, people who really want to watch our film. Theaters are closed right now, so even if it's not so safe for the well-being of your fans to go and watch it in the theaters, so I think they can be safe, at the same time they can enjoy an OTT film and give it lots of love. And I think we can't wait for a longer period of time, because I think this was the best date for the release of our film, and I think I'm kind of happy, and I think this is the only decision which I think there's no what other platform can we choose? I think this is the perfect platform to release it on Z5.
True, that's true. I think with a subject like that, it'll definitely be.
Yeah. And you can't even wait because you never know, some other film comes out with such a, again, the similar subject, and that too with a female centric film. Well, and also, I just got to know yesterday that this is kind of like the first comedy female centric film which is releasing on OTT. And
Not
that's what
really,
also
I'd
made me realize,
say.
oh, wow.
Recently, we had Swara Bhaskar's Ras Bhari. It also talked about a woman's
Was it a
sexuality.
okay? Was it a family film?
No, it's a light film told from a woman's perspective, and the center focus is a woman's sexuality and her desires. So that is, you already have something.
I really hope our film is
Something that
different.
can be compared, perhaps.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I think it is different. That one is about abundance, and yours is about luck. It's about the luck.
Exactly. Yeah.
And bad luck.
I'm sure this film is different, but the genre, you already have it. Yeah.
Okay.
So, what would you say a lockdown has been, or the period that subsequent the unlock and whatever, we are living in this situation where it's not ideal to step out. We're not going about our regular course or our regular partying, hanging out. So, but this period has been, for some, it's a blessing because they're really enjoying family time and stuff. For some, it's tough. How has it been for you guys?
For me, I realized that since I, made my debut and I have been working, it was like every day there was this grind, I'm shooting for something, then, some promotions are happening, some this shoot, some that shoot. As an artist, you do understand how artist life is like. It's completely busy. Sometimes flying here, flying there. So, but now it is like, every day waking up in my own bedroom, my own house, spending quality time with my family. So I think that has been really exciting. I was craving for this quality time with my family, and that's what I got during this lockdown. And there were so many pending books which I really wanted to finish, which I finished. As I love reading books, and I get so crazy when I see books that if I start reading one book and then I kind of stop and start reading the other book, and then I'm like I kind of finished all the pending books. I wanted to hear some podcasts, so I heard some really nice podcasts. I saw some really amazing films. And I did my few of my filmmaking courses and acting courses online through Natalie Portman, and I took my master class and all. And and there were so many digital brand deals which we were doing. And I think social media these days, it is such an indispensable tool, and it is such an important tool that you can actually digitally you can promote films, you can actually promote any brand endorsement deals, whatever you have. So I was kind of busy, but like just shooting the entire stuff in the house with whatever equipments I have, and shooting for it. And even we are having an interview, even like promoting our films inside the house. This is a very new experience. Our film releasing during the lockdown, and we are doing everything virtually, without even coming in contact, so maintaining all the safeties and all. So this it is a new experience all throughout, because earlier we used to go to the studio setup, and there we used to have a interview and all properly, there's dressed up, blah blah blah. But now it's saving so much time. We don't have to spend so much time in makeup, hair, in getting dressed up, saving petrol, saving time. I'm just thinking about everything.
Time,
and now
it's major. Yeah,
exactly, now we're saving so much. And time is even more important than money. So it is a very everything has become so virtual. And yes, every day is a working day. Every day I have a schedule that what all I have to do. And yeah, fitness is a very important part of my life. So every morning, I get up and then some sort of workouts I'm doing. Like today, I did I did home marathon because I can't go
Okay.
out. So yeah, home marathon, 5,000 steps. And then yesterday I did kickboxing. Before that I did upper body workout and lower body workout. So I'm kind of, just trying to make my life more exciting and just kind of fooling my brain that, I have something to do. Because if I don't have a schedule, I'll go all crazy, like, that I have nothing to look forward to. So I'm kind of, dividing my time and just giving and just doing meditation. Or like yesterday I went to the temple. So, I mean, it was, all in all, like just trying to have a schedule and just finishing everything and and giving amazing interview with Hindustan Times and you. Yeah.
What about you, Rumana?
Well, I think I would say I would agree with her in the sense that I think it's extremely important to have your routine and to like develop a new routine, because otherwise I would also go insane. But for me, when this started, it was also the time to understand what I want to do as opposed to what I'm supposed to and what I have to do, and just a time to pause and to think and to reflect, because I mean, we've never seen anything like this before, and I feel like it's also a good time to reflect and to think about where you want to go, why you do what you do. And I think it's just given me a little bit of perspective, and I've learned to be a little more disciplined and to do. It's a different thing when you have a compulsion and you have to do something because there's that pressure. But here you have to motivate yourself, self motivation. Have to uh, be answerable to yourself and learn to live with that. So I think I think it's just given me a little bit of perspective between what you're supposed to do and what you genuinely want to do. So I took the time out to just figure that.
Yeah, I'd like to add one more thing, that I completely agree with Rumana, because self-discipline is the key during this lockdown, because there's no one, sitting behind us, or that you have to finish this thing, that thing. It is only us that we have to be self-disciplined. We need to know that what we are supposed to do. We need to know what our task and what all we need to finish. So self-discipline is the key during this lockdown. I mean, if we are not self-disciplined, nothing can happen.
So, as outsiders, how have you guys fared it in the industry? How has your experience been? Because of late, we've been discussing a lot about how outsiders are made to feel less privileged or less talented, even just because they do not belong to a certain family or a certain camp. So, but Urvashi, you've been here for long. Rumana, too, you work. But how has the experience been for you? More so because I think the gender equations also come into factor. So, how?
Mhm.
What would you say?
Okay. So for me, I mean, I am the only daughter in my family. I have 11 cousin brothers, like 11 brothers in my family. I have no sister at all. So for me, I come from Uttarakhand, and I mean, the way I'll just tell you, like the way how I was grown up. My parents never called me Beti. They always called me Beta. So for me, sometimes I used to ask them that why do you call, they were call me Beti, or something like that. They're like, no, you are a beta. So in a way, like I was grown up with boys, and I never had, and even the kind of treatment, I always got a better treatment than my brother, or in terms of every single thing. I was raised like a princess. So when I entered, because I was raised with that kind of mindset, so for me, if other person doesn't have that kind of mindset, it really doesn't bother me. For me, um, uh, my mind is my mastermind. For me, I just live life on my own terms. For me, it has never been like, oh, that what he or she will have a perception about me, or what other person will think about me, because it's my life. And without even hurting any other people's emotions or sentiments, I am here, and I work in Bollywood in my own terms, and at the same time, in a very positive and in a very happy way, no matter what amount of negativity comes in. me, or if I want something and if something is not working out. But still, I have been extremely lucky, blessed, and fortunate, because back when I was participating and going for Miss Universe, I was offered a Yash Raj film. Habib Fazal spotted me and he wanted me to be in Ishaq Zadeh opposite Arjun Kapoor. But at that time, my priorities were different. Like I wanted to, I was training for Miss Universe. I had no time, and that was my childhood dream, that I wanted to become Miss Universe India, which by the God's grace, I won 2 times. I won Miss Universe India, and then I became the first Indian to Miss Tourism World in China, and I won Miss Asian Supermodel in South Korea. So I became the only Indian to have the record holder of maximum beauty titles. And I didn't plan out for it, but it happened organically, or this was something I never imagined that this will happen. So when it happened, and then the next chapter of my movies came in, and my first movie which I did with superstar Sunny Deol. So that film also, it fell onto my lap. It was not something that I actually I was trying for it, or I gave him some kind of or something, but it was something which fell into my lap. So right since my beginning, I have had the fortune of working with the great filmmakers like Indra Sharma, Indra Kumar, or Anis Basmi, or all my filmmakers, Divya Khosla Kumar. So I think I'm because I came with no expectations. I came with zero expectations. So for me, even if I've reached till now, I mean, I finished 2 female-centric films, and I must tell you that deep down inside, every single actress wants to be a part of a cinema where she has a powerful character, or wherever there is a content, or where there is an interesting script. And I'm very fortunate. So when a person comes with zero expectations, and when the person gets a huge appreciation or a huge welcome, then it's kind of a very positive feeling. So for me, I take it in that way. So I never expected a lot to happen, but I have got more than what I thought, or more than what God gave me, more than what I wanted. So for me, everything is like, I'm just so grateful for every single thing, for all my filmmakers. That's what I would say.
Rumana, tell us about you.
Well, my experience in the film industry has been about learning to change my mindset, because I think it has a lot to do with the way you look at things. So you can look at your experience as glass half full or half empty, and I choose to look at it as half full. Also, my priorities were clear from the beginning. When I shifted to Mumbai, I was clear about the fact that I want to act. And nothing else mattered. So it wasn't about achievements, it wasn't about anything else. And for me, as long as I get to do what I want to do, that's what matters the most. And having said that, yes, I think it is an atmosphere that is different, like difficult to crack into. It's not easy, and I think anyone who comes into this industry has to be mentally prepared for that, and learn to take the good with the bad, and to take it in the right way. Because I can spend my days complaining about what did not happen, or what I did not get because I'm not from this family or that family. That would be a colossal waste of my time. I could utilize that time doing something constructive, learning something new, working on my craft. I do theater, and I feel like that's a good use of my time. I meet new people, I have a lot of fun. I think it's really about mindset, and you can't expect a fairy tale. You come here, you know that it's a difficult profession to break into, and you have to be prepared for it. And I have over time learned to be grateful for what I get, and I think I have gotten a lot of opportunities just to act. I got really good characters. I got to work with Nasir sir. I think that is something I'll cherish till the day I die. So I am just thankful for what I have, and I genuinely feel that this whole debate about nepotism is misplaced, because for me, it's more about nepotism is the symptom, the disease is the fact that sometimes we don't value talent. So that's the only thing that I can only wish and hope and pray that that changes. But apart from that, I think my journey has been one of finding gratitude in what I get and in what I do.
Very beautiful.
Yeah, I agree, completely agree with Rumana. people, she came from Sweden, and the fact that she has achieved a lot, it completely says, and I'm, it's kind of very difficult when you come from outside and you have no connections and still you end up doing such great work. I think that is such a fulfilling experience. And I still remember, there were times when I wanted to do some films, and those were like big budget films, but all the films which I wanted, but I couldn't get it, or maybe like, the director, I have a very funny incident to tell you. In fact, I was supposed to do a film, and the director, I mean, that's what they said, that Urvashi, you were super attractive or too beautiful for the part. So, I mean, that is something, okay, any girl will be really happy to listen to it. But at the same time, you just kind of start doubting yourself. Is being attractive a bad thing, or is being beautiful a bad thing? And how? I mean, it is always supposed to be a great thing, right? I have lost out on roles because of this silly thing as well. And I mean, when I entered into the films, so yeah, at the same day, for one entire week, I was kind of thinking that how can, like, I never expected that something like that will happen. Like, a director will tell my agent that, she's amazing, but my character, like, she's super attractive to play my character. So that's why, like, I mean, we'll plan some other film. That's what has happened. So I can assure you, like, no one, I mean, when I entered the industry, no one must have heard something like this, or I myself, I never expected that something like this will happen. And then there was this one more incident when I was supposed to star in a super hit sequel, which was, okay, let me take the name, Sarkar. And then again, I got the opportunity to working with Amitabh Bachchan, like, not only once but 3 times. But every single time I kind of missed out on the opportunity, like, because of the silly reason. So I think it's not that I didn't get the opportunity. I got those opportunities, but it can be XYZ reasons, or from my end. Yeah, obviously the mistakes were from my end. Like, sometimes the dates were not available, or sometimes the film got shelved. But yes, my the most fulfilling experience of my life will be when I get to work with Amitabh Bachchan, and I really hope, I get to do something with him.
I guess that's every actor's dream in India, at least. Yeah, so on that very positive note, we end this discussion. It was lovely talking to both of you. Beautiful and amazing, intelligent ladies. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much.
Lovely talking to you as well.